Hi, I am Baz Luhrmann and I am the director, co-writer and producer of The Great Gatsby.
When I returned home, Gatsby's was lit from tower to cellar as if for another wild party.
After all of the parties and the mystique about Gatsby, and more particularly about what Gatsby wants out of Nick, Nick finally learns from Jordan that it's simply he wants Nick to ask his cousin, his married cousin Daisy, to tea. And so at the beginning of this scene, Nick is returning from hearing that request, and Gatsby is fantastically nervous. And we don't know the answer. So we are with Gatsby. We want to find out, will Nick do this thing that seems so humble to Nick, but means so much to Gatsby?
Your place looks like the World's Fair or Coney Island. Does it?
Leonardo and Tobey execute this scene quite beautifully, but it almost did not happen in this location. This little piece of ground area in Australia that looked like the east coast of America. We went there 5 times we got washed out. The radar was telling us that a giant storm was coming in again, but we all looked at each other and thought, oh look, we've got about probably a couple of hours before the storm hits. Let's try and get it done.
I'm going to call Daisy and invite her to tea. That's all right.
Leonardo and Tobey are such good friends and such great players. They were able to play as if it was the warmest, loveliest night out on Long Island, when in fact it was absolutely freezing cold and a giant storm was heading in. They also managed to work with me next door in taking the basic scene we had, which came very directly from the book, but Leonardo being Leonardo and Tobey being Tobey, eked out extra lines. How could we make this faux politeness of Gatsby's longer, and how could we make it seem more idiosyncratic, more Gatsby-esque? So that work was happening while the crew was madly trying to set up the shots.
Confidential sort of thing, but you might make a nice bit of money on the side.
No, thank you. I have my hands full.
Well, you wouldn't have to do any business with Wolfsheim, I assure you.
It's a favor, Jay, just a favor.
We shot it, but you can see tiny little drops of rain in the scene. And really, I think it's acceptable because it's like a summer shower. But pretty much as soon as we called wrap, the entire set got washed out for the final time and we left, never to return to the location.